Dee 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 dee. Keto living is the life for me. Coffee, cooking, and recipes. Spending my days with my doggies. So be a sport. Set your alarm for Wednesdays for the Warden's Report. Welcome to the Warden Report. So I am here. I'm just going to talk to you about a few things and show you some of what I ate this week. I'm going to tell y'all, this is like editing, Shelly. So look at this. But anyways, I did not get a lot recorded. There's even a clip you'll see where I talk about, I'll show you my breakfast. And I thought I recorded it, so I don't know what happened. Anyways, this past week's been crazy. This past month's been crazy, so I'm sorry. But please continue watching, seeing some other stuff. I have a couple things that I bring up in this week, so I'm anxious to hear all of your thoughts and opinions, and we'll just see. So thank y'all for tuning in, and have a great day. Let's roll that beautiful footage.
So are you recording?
Yes.
All right, just let me know when you go so I can stop cutting.
I'm already going, dear.
Oh, oops.
So for dinner tonight, I've got about 7 ounces of pork tenderloin. And then this is about 5 tablespoons of mayo. And I mixed in some mustard just because mustard goes amazing with pork. And then here, what I did was saute red and green bell peppers. I just simply sauteed them in some olive oil, not extra virgin because, you know, the heat gets up a little much, but just regular olive oil and seasonings. And then at the end, I did, this was for both of us, just like a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Now, the one that we have, it's only like 3 carbs, so I'm good with that. And just sauteed, and that's it. And then for my sides, I've got goat cheese stuffed jalapenos, and underneath there is a mushroom. And that's dinner, or that's what I'm eating today, actually. This is everything. Happy Friday! So I am having some breakfast this morning and was watching Mrs. Perfectly Imperfect Keto, or Sana. And so just kind of getting things caught up. Happy Monday. Goodness, where do these weeks go, right? So I know I haven't done a lot as far as like filming the food and everything, and just it's been crazy. If y'all have been watching any Meet the Time, this past month I've been training other people, and then I just started getting some training last week. I'm going to be getting a lot more this week, and then plus all the regular work I have to do. So it's just, I've just been busy, y'all. So I have tried, you know, I eat basically the same things all the time. Now on Friday night, I did, basically I didn't eat, well, wait, no, I did have something Friday, but Friday night, I, on the live, we had that smothered pork chop. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So good. Saturday, I only ate once. We went out to eat. Heath's journey talks about a little bit more, and our film, or basically when we thought we recorded, did not come out. So I don't know what happened there, if it just didn't actually record or what. But anyways, so, but what we had, we went to this neat little Italian restaurant, and we had some grilled octopus. So good. What Heath and I like to do is order like maybe 2 or 3 appetizers, and we just split it. So we got the grilled octopus, and it gave us each a nice long tentacle, I guess. And it was served with like an arugula salad. It also had potatoes. I didn't know it had potatoes, but I didn't eat them. I was like, well, I mean, I don't know. I've just never been a potato fan to begin with, so it wasn't even like appealing to me. Like, it wasn't a temptation. And then we went to, and then we also got their Italian Brussels sprouts, which is just Brussels sprouts that were, I think, pan roasted, and then of course they topped it with fresh Parmesan, so that was really good, very filling. And then we went across the street is this cupcake place called Crave Cupcakes. I think they're a chain, but they do a keto or low carb cupcake. They call it the 007 because it's 7 carbs. I'm sure it's dirty. Y'all, I just always assume if I'm getting anything out that says that it's keto, or if I'm eating out in general, I just assume it's not going to be as clean as if I make it. But you know what? I was like, oh, whatever. So we got that to go. And of course I had my coffee, and then we had that a little bit later. Like, we were watching Just Jason Keto when he interviewed us, and we had the cupcakes during that. So I guess you could say either it was mad that I ate like twice, because we ate that place I think around noon, and then we ate the cupcakes like around 7. So, but again, that was it. That's all I felt like. And then one day last week I did order a Thai tom yum soup. I know I mispronounced that. But anyways, just like a brothy soup with tomatoes and veggies and chicken. It was so good. So we're going to be making a Thai dish this Friday. So I'm really excited about that. So yes, lots been going on. And I wanted to kind of get on here and talk about a couple things that it's kind of going on. So, you know, lots of stress in work, not like bad stress, you know, just stress having to deal with training and being trained, and then just personal stress, y'all know. So last week, I think it was last week, I basically fasted for 42 hours, unintentional. I had cut back my fat because my coach was talking to me, you know, like, maybe let's see about doing a cut, just kind of cut the fat back, down to 80. Well, I had horrible reaction to that. Like, I almost ended up in the ER. My body's just used to the higher fat, and that did not work. And so I unintentionally had a fast for 42 hours because at that point I was so full that I just did not even feel like eating anything else, right? And so, you know, then everything's been working fine since then. Increased my fat, everything's smooth going. But I was getting to think about things, and I was like, you know what? I haven't done extended fast of any kind in like over 2 years. Of course, I naturally intermittent fast. I would say most days I'm getting about an 18-hour intermittent fast. Some days it's 16, 17. Some days it's just 12, you know. It all, I don't do it by the clock. I'm trying, because I'm the type of person, I'm very type A, where, you know, everything has to be this way. And if you tell me, oh, you could do this, I'm like, oh, well, I could do it even better, right? You know, like, oh, hey, can you fast for 24 hours? Hey, I can fast for 48, you know, like, that's my type of personality. So I have tried to be, not, I guess, loosen the reins, right? Not be so militant on things. So, like, the past couple of years, basically just, you know, hey, listen to my body, eat when I feel like eating. And so, again, just naturally intermittent fast. And I feel like if you've been keto a while, you naturally do that without thinking, right? You naturally just, that's just how it works. You don't have to, like, oh, well, let me look at my clock and see how long has it been now since I ate last. Like, you just don't need to do that anymore. It just comes with this way of life, right? Well, with that said, when I first started keto, so 4 years keto, right? When I first started keto, you know, following all this stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start fasting, and then I did a 24-hour fast. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Then I did 48, and then I was doing all these fast and intermittent fast and all this, and had the app and everything, right? Like, oh my gosh, had to do that. That was so important. And then I did, of course, because being me, I did a 6-day fast, y'all. 6 days, 140 something hours of no eating, right? And just water. Like, I don't, well, I might have done black coffee, but mostly just water and some electrolytes. That was it. Like, nothing. It was complete fast. So, but I noticed from that, whenever that happened, it really, really, really messed up my hormones. Like, it took months for my hormones to get back into sync with everything. And so that really kind of pushed me away from fasting, because I was like, gosh, I don't want to mess up my hormones, because the whole reason I'm doing keto is so I could be healthy, right? But of course, knowing me, you know, I can't just be normal and you know, no limits, right? So I was thinking, boy, I'm wordy today, but I was thinking, okay, it's been 2 years doing what I want to do. Last week, when I unintentionally did the 42-hour fast, I was like, you know, I actually felt really good afterwards. Of course, I felt relieved, but I was like, you know what? I actually felt really good. Like, it didn't bother me, and I seemed to recover well. And I was just thinking this past weekend, I was like, you know, something's telling me, like, my body needs to rest, right? And maybe it's just because of all of the stress that my body's like, look, you're under a lot of stress right now. Let's not add more by eating all the time and, you know, that kind of thing. So I was just thinking, I'm going to do just a couple short, like 36-hour fast. I'm not going to go by a time or a watch or be like, oh, well, it's hour 35. I got to wait another hour. Like, no, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm just, you know, I didn't eat yesterday, or since yesterday. So it'll be like tomorrow. So I just like, you know what? I'm just going to see how I'm going to do. Again, if I get too hungry or I'm not feeling well, of course I'm going to eat, you know, I'm going to listen to my body. But I was like, I think that my body's telling me, you know what, you need to take a little bit of a break, let your body relax, let it heal some more, because we know extended fast, especially if they're between 24 and 48 hours, does a lot of healing. And I was like, okay, so maybe I just need to heal a little more, and feel a little better. So I just gonna do that. I'm thinking maybe once or twice a week. But again, if I'm like, you know what, nah, never mind, I'm fine. Maybe I just need to do it this one time for 36-ish hours, and I'm good to go. Again, I'm not going to be militant about it, because I know I'll go to the extreme, and next thing you know, I'm doing a 31-day fast or some crazy stuff like that. So I'm just doing this, just kind of letting y'all know what's in my thought process. Let me know what your thinking is. And again, I really think it, just see how you're feeling, really listen to your body. And I just feel like my body's just telling me right now, especially with the gut issues, that it's just telling me, you know what, just rest for a little bit. Let us clean everything out completely, and then I think maybe that will help with the body. And maybe, I don't know, I read different things. Sometimes, you know, Dr. Fung is huge on fasting, and some people do suggest, like, you should have a good 36-hour fast at least once a year. So, I don't know. We'll see. Give me your thoughts. That's what I'm doing today. So, I'm already at the 24-hour mark. I'm feeling fine. I got my coffee here, and I do have black coffee, but you know what? I was like, if I feel like having butter in it, I'll put butter in it. I know that's technically breaking it fast, but again, I'm not going to be militant about it. I'm not going to freak out over it. I'm just going to do what feels best and makes my body feel the best. It's Tuesday. The week is almost over. So, unexpected day off. I got up, as usual, 10 minutes before I need to be at work, right? And I go to log in, and it comes up with like this weird error. And I'm like, ugh. So I do the reboot, all that kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. And nothing's working, right? It's still giving me that same error. It's a something to do with the bit lock or something. But anyways, so I call my or I call IT and everything. Of course, they're never any help when you first call, right? It's like the first person, I guess, is just the order taker. Oh, I missed. And the next person, is supposed to follow up with you. Well, talking to my manager and everything, waiting, and no response, right? 2 hours goes by. I'm like livid because I'm supposed to have training today, and I know there's work that needs to be done, and so anyways, I finally, the IT person calls back. Apparently, the first person I spoke to put the wrong phone number down. And the next person, because I called back again, because I'm like, hey, this takes too long. I need this done stat. Like, I was probably a little rude. And the next person got the right number. The guy that called me, he was actually, turned out to be a pretty nice guy. Don't ask me to say his name, because I honestly did not I wrote it down and all, because he was like, say my phone number. I'm like, oh, don't let Heath know. But anyhow, so they're having to send me a new laptop. Bottom line, a new laptop, y'all. I am just like, no, like, I've got things to do. I'm like, I need to have this like today. And he's like, you'll have it tomorrow. And, sorry, stupid spam calls. And I'm like, so supposedly I'm supposed to have it tomorrow morning. It's being sent by FedEx, and you know how that is. So, I'm off today. And I'm very much a person of habit. So, I'm rather, sorry. I'm going to do some laundry. So, I'm rather disappointed, as I had, there was things at work I needed to get done. I'm excited for training, and now I feel like I'm going to be behind because I didn't get to have my training today. So, yes, what do you do if you have an unexpected day off? What are you going to do with your day? With mine, let me see if this will prompt here. Ooh. So with mine, I was like, you know what, I guess I'm just going to start cleaning, because, I mean, what else is there, right? So, I'm doing all of our towels, right? I was like, well, I might as well just wash all these towels. And then I'm going to probably go around and polish all of the wood in this house. And, these stupid spam callers. And so that's what I'm going to do with my day off. Is just clean and get things done. And that reminds me, I was watching, how you get all these recommendations. And there was a recommendation for 8 habits that Japanese people do. I was like, well, let's just see what this is. And one of them was kind of funny, listening to this guy, because he said toilet 500 times. But he said Japanese people clean their toilet every single day because they said, A, it humbles you because you're cleaning your own toilet. It humbles you. And B, having that cleanliness makes you also feel cleanly throughout the day as well. So I was like, I clean mine once a week. I don't know, is that good? Is that bad? How often do y'all clean your toilet? So I went and cleaned the toilets today. I'm like, well, even though I just cleaned them on Sunday, Like I did a deep clean Sunday and I was like, well, I'll clean them again. I guess I just won't use as much soap because, gosh, when you go through all of the soap, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Y'all let me know. How often do you clean your toilet? Like, I know this is not keto related at all, but I'm just curious. Maybe I'm like the slob here and I'm not cleaning it enough. Whoops. So, yesterday, I went on about fasting, right? So, I'm still fasted. I'm feeling amazing. And, actually, when I looked, because I decided to track it, I'm at like 63 hours fasted. Like, wow. But, I know some people would be like, well, you can't really count Sunday because I had a couple tablespoons of butter and I had some heavy cream. It was like under 500 calories if you're like counting all that. So some people would say, oh no, that doesn't count. You weren't truly fasted. Then I found out like there's this whole new stuff in the last 2 years since I really even practice any type of extended fast. Now I still intermittent fast mostly. So for extended fast, there's this thing called a 5-2 method. This guy, I forget the doctor's name, he says on the 2 fasted days, as long as you're under 500 calories, then you're okay. So I don't know. And a lot of information. I was watching some of Dr. Jason Fung's videos and his, you know, all his advice and his methods and different things about that. And I was just like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And I don't know, we'll see. I mean, I'm feeling good. You know, you definitely tell once you're like in that fat burning mode, because all of a sudden, like, I have lots of energy and I feel really good and I'm not like hungry. Like the first 24 hours is really the hardest. Once you get past that 24-hour mark, it really goes pretty easy to me. And maybe that's just because obviously my body's got a lot of food. It's got a lot of storage. And I kind of liked how Dr. Fung explained it. Like when you go grocery shopping, right? You might buy some groceries you're going to have right then, and then the rest you put away for later. He's like, that's kind of like how your body works. Like, you have, every time you eat, your body's kind of like putting some aside for later. And my body's just like, oh, we've got deep freeze going on here. And they put it aside for later. And so when you're fasting, that's the later. That's when the body's like, oh, okay, hey, yeah, all that stuff we stored in the fridge, let's bring it out now. And so I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. And of course, this is probably debatable. Like some people, I've heard a lot that are like, well, if you're fasting one day or you do OMAD or whatever, you need to make sure you're eating to make up for that day, right? Feast when you after you fast. Well, he was saying, and I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense. I mean, you still, when you eat, need to eat enough that you're sustaining yourself. You know, you don't want to like just completely starve, but he's like, you don't need to make up for the meals you lost, because the whole point of fasting is to use what's in your storage. Now, if you're somebody who's close to maintenance weight, then this isn't going to be as applicable. But like for somebody like me that is way overweight, I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Like, why would I then refill the fridge when the whole point was to try to empty it out, right? So, and it's probably getting loud there. So I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. I don't know. What's your thoughts? Tuesday lunch. So I did break my fast. I had some heavy cream and a cup of coffee. And then this is what I'm having. I got 4 Purnell sausage, 4 tablespoons of mayo with our MCT hot sauce. And I did pour in the fat that was in the pan or the skillet with the sausage. I want to make sure I still get enough fat. And that is what I'm breaking my fast with. And then I will have dinner here in a little bit. Tuesday night dinner. I made cheesy, crunchy taco shells. And then, of course, we got our taco meat mixed with our personal taco seasoning. And then I've got a little more cheese, some jalapenos on there. And I made, I would say, a sauce. It's just 3 tablespoons of mayo along with our MCT, which is our hot sauce. And some Redmond's real salt. And that's it. I'll let you know how it sounds. All right, y'all. Let's see. Here it is. Good thing I got a fork. It's good. Could be crunchier. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't let it set. Like I saw like some recipes say let them cool for 10 minutes, but I was pretty hungry, so I didn't let them cool. But it's definitely crunchy around the edges. It's really good. But isn't cheese always good? Let me know if y'all ever do a cheese shell. I know you could buy the folios and do them, you know, faster, or I guess easier, but this was really easy. I just did it on parchment paper. But yeah, and I just used, I think this is mild cheddar. So yeah, if we use like a Parmesan or sharper cheddar, probably would get crispier. Maybe we'll do that another time. This is delicious. Again, this, I plugged in all my macros for the day, and I'm still ending with 90% fat. So even though I fasted the last, 60 hours, 60 some odd hours, I think it was 64 when I hit it, I'm still today eating 90% fat. So it's still doable. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and the comment for the week is tacos, because it is Taco Tuesday. Of course, you're going to see this on Wing Wednesday. But I thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful week, and I'm excited to read all of your comments. Bye.